Just make yourself comfortable. We're working on the neck tonight, so a lot of what we do is going to require some restraint in a way that you don't want to push the range of anything. It's more, treat it more of an exploration, especially all the warm-up stuff, just to see where your neck is at and without trying to push it to where you think it should go. So how we're seated, we're going to have our feet flat with our knees bent, and you're going to hold on behind your knees, and we're going to warm up the entire spine to get started. So I'm going to sit to the side just for a demonstration, and you're just going to start right up on your sit bones. You're using your arms for some assistance. Take a big breath in here, nice and long and tall. As you exhale, just start to roll back on your sit bones. Find your sacrum. Roll back on your sacrum. Find your low back, your lower thoracic, middle thoracic, upper thoracic, and neck. And then use your arms to bring yourself back up. So as you exhale, you're just cascading down, working vertebra by vertebra until your arms are straight. And then you use your arms to come right back up on your sit bones. We're going to keep going. Use your exhales to articulate down. We're probably going to do about 3 or 4 more of these. And just notice if your back starts to move a little more sequentially as you go through them. Nice and slow. We're going to work really patiently tonight, waiting for our tissues to move a little more with us. Inhaling up and a nice slow exhale down. Put your focus and your mind in your spine and see if you can feel it articulating just a little bit more every time, just a little more freely. And we'll do just one more. So make this next one your last one, starting from the bottom. Good, everybody looks really nice. And then coming all the way up to sitting nice and tall on your sit bones. If it's comfortable, let your legs just fall open to the sides. Good, you're gonna take your fingers, doesn't matter which hand, and take them to the back right at the occiput. So I'll turn around just to show you. I'm working at that bone, a bony protrusion at the base of my skull, and I'm gonna lightly put my fingers there. And then all I want you to do is think about pulling that part of your neck up and back while you tuck your chin in. And then you're going to slide your chin and your nose forward a little bit, and then pull the occiput up and back again. And then slide your chin and your nose forward. So 2 more times like that. Pull your occiput up and back and feel how that lengthens your neck spine. And then release your head forward. Try one more time without your hand. So pull the occiput up and back, nice long neck, and then release forward. Now we're going to pull up and back and stay there. Stay there. See if you can feel the base of your skull lifting even more as you start to nod your chin down to your throat. So instead of collapsing through the neck, you're pulling the base of the skull away from the tops of the shoulder blades. It's still long. And then bring your head back up. You're still in that elongated spine. And you're going to do that again. Lift the base of your skull up and away from your shoulder blades as you look down. And then return back to center with your face. One more time, draw the chin in, lift the base of the skull up and away from the shoulder blades. You may even feel a pull into your mid-back and down, which is great. There are muscles that run all the way down there. Draw your chin back again, and this time we're going to start to lift the chin, but try to keep the back of the neck long and imagine you're opening the front of your cervical spine. So the bodies of the spine, the vertebral bodies stretch open, and then you bring your head back to center. This entire time, I'm keeping that occiput back as I lift my chin and let my sternum fall away from me down to the floor, and then bring your head back up. And we'll do that one more time, lifting the chin, letting the back of the neck still feel long, like you're letting the sternum and the chin just slide apart. And then bring your head back to center. Good. Go forward with your nose one more time, and then pull your occiput up and back. We'll stay here, relax your shoulders, and just tip your right ear to your right shoulder. Keep the back of the neck long. And then come back up to center, same way, 2 more times. So we do a little side bend, right ear to right shoulder. Good, and coming back up, back of the neck is long, chin is a little bit tucked. Right ear to right shoulder. Notice how that left side feels. And come up, and we'll go to the other side. So left ear to left shoulder, maybe a totally different sensation. And come back up. Good, here we go. 2 more times. Again, just exploring what is available to you on that right side of your neck. 1 more time. Keep the back of the neck lifted as you drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And then come all the way back up. Good, and then just release everything. Give your shoulders a gentle sort of shimmy. Good, we're gonna continue moving the neck spine on all fours. So come on to all fours. And just take a second here to set up your hands right underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, and that should mean that your hands are wider than your knees. And lengthen your low back. So pull your belly button up a little bit towards your spine, just to flatten that lumbar spine. Yeah, that looks really good. And now lengthen out your thoracic spine. So imagine the entirety of your rib cage stretching long. Top and bottom ribs pulling apart like a slinky. And then nod your chin towards your throat and lift that occiput up towards the ceiling and push the crown of your head forward. So we're in a beautifully long spine. And now keeping the chin tucked in, you're just going to turn your head to the right. So look to the right, keep your chin tucked in, and then ease your way back to center. Keep the chin tucked and look to the left. So a nice slow swivel of the neck spine to the left, and then come back to center. As you go to the right, you feel the spinous processes of the neck spine pulling towards the left, and then come back to center. So those are your kind of stegosaurus spikes pulling to the right as you look to the left, and then come back to center. Let's do 1 more each way. Slow to the right, keep the back of the neck really long, keep the chin tucked into the throat, back to center, and slowly to the left. Good, and back to center, good. And then just shift your weight back over your heels. Take a little bit of weight off of your wrists. If it feels good for you, reach your arms all the way out, lower your forehead to the floor into a nice stretched out child's pose. Good, let your forehead really rest. Let your armpits feel very heavy. And just feel your shoulder blades on your back for a moment. Couple nice deep breaths into the shoulder blades, and if you can get your breath up there, to the upper ribs. The ribs right behind the collarbone. So those ribs 1, 2, 3, up in the upper chest for now. We don't always want to breathe up there, but just for awareness, see if you can get those ribs to expand on your inhale and deflate on your exhale. 1 more breath to see if you can move that upper rib cage, upper chest. Good, and then you're going to bring yourself back onto your hands. Reset your hands right underneath your shoulders. And now I'll show you from, if you want to just have a peek first, in this neck stretch, you're going to have the pinky side of your hand sliding down towards your opposite foot. So what I have is I'm going to reach my pinky side of my hand so that my hand is flexed. My hand is flat. Now, before we go into that though, just do a couple shoulder blade push-ups for me. So draw your shoulder blades towards your spine and then press them wide to the sides of your torso. Yeah, so you're really articulating the shoulder blades, and put some focus on the tops of the shoulder blades for me, because we're going to stretch out the upper trapezius fibers. And to get to them, we want to think about the upper part of the shoulder blade. Okay, now leave your shoulder blades nice and wide. Elongate your spine. Take your left hand and slide it down towards your right knee. Pinky side of the hand is on the floor, and you're gonna twist your spine so that you can put your left ear and your left shoulder blade as much as possible on the floor. Now your neck is important here, so tuck your chin and lengthen your neck spine out. You might have to lift your head and put your head a little further away from your shoulder. And then I like to take this right hand and widen its stance a little bit, push it away from me a little bit. And then I'm gonna try and get my left shoulder blade on the floor, tuck your chin, shift your weight slightly forward until you feel a little more of a stretch in that upper shoulder blade to neck area. So this is on the left side. Don't stop breathing. Look down towards your hand. Push your left hand away. Reach the center of your head right up to the top of your mat. Sink your left shoulder blade as much as you can to the floor. Good. And then we're going to really slowly soften the tension. Come slowly out of the stretch. Bring yourself back onto both hands, both knees. Nice work. I'm just going to turn around to the other side so it's a little bit clearer here. So we're going to do the right hand. First, do me a favor, I should have said this before. Draw a line right down the very center of your mat. That's the line you're going to aim your right ear and your right shoulder blade to. So here we go, a nice long spine. Slide the pinky side of the right hand down towards way past that left knee and put your right shoulder blade and your right ear on the floor on that center line. You're really quite twisted in the shoulder blades and the ribs are spiraled. Look down over your cheekbones, tuck your chin, maybe even lift your head and place it a little further away. And if you like, widen that kickstand hand away from you so you have a little more leverage. From here, I'm going to see if I can push the heel of my right hand away while I elongate the center of my head to the top of my mat. Sink your shoulder blade to the floor and see if you can imagine the top of the shoulder blade sliding further away from the neck spine. Stay with your breath. You want to be gentle, but really clear in your intentions to open the upper trapezius fibers, those traps, upper traps that were always so tight. And then really slowly, you're going to ease your way out of that stretch and come back up onto all fours. Okay, if you're game, we're going to do it one more time each side, seeing if you can just get a little clearer. What we're talking about is from the neck spine all the way down to the tops of the shoulder blades. So it's this kind of triangle of musculature here. So let's start with, let's repeat that left hand. So elongate and flatten your spine first. Take a nice easy breath as you draw an imaginary line down the center of your mat, and then slide the pinky side of your left hand way down past your right knee. Put your left ear and your left shoulder blade on the floor. Maybe this time it's a little clearer. Nod your chin, elongate your neck spine, and look down at your left palm. Now press that left palm away. Shift your weight slightly more forward. Sink your left shoulder blade to the floor and try and draw the top of your shoulder blade away from right behind your left ear. Take a few more breaths here. You make this stretch as tensioned or not, as you like. Good. Now we're going to slowly release the stretch. Return back onto all fours. You can stay where you are. I'm going to just change positions. Draw that line right down the center of your mat. Elongate your spine. And here we go. Slide the right side of the pinky hand all the way through past that left knee. Tuck your chin. Look down towards your right hand. Lengthen your neck. Adjust the kickstand arm as you like. And here we go. Push that right palm away. Sink the right shoulder blade to the floor. Try and draw more distance between the shoulder blade on the right and right behind your right ear. So nice deep breaths as you stretch out those upper trapezius fibers. Maybe one more breath there. You can reach a little more. Pull your breastbone back a little bit to round the upper back. Nice work. And slowly, slowly come out of the stretch. Excellent. Nice work. Come back on to your sitting bones. We'll just do one more thing in this seated position here. Now you can have your legs, your knees out if your hip flexors prefer, or you can keep your feet flat. In this position, we're going to be working that same area. So I want you to think about the tops of the shoulder blades, kind of where the thoracic spine comes to meet the neck spine. You're going to take your arms out in front. I'll come this way first. Externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists so those palms are wide. Good. Now bring your arms 45 degrees down. Nod your chin so you really lift that occipital process, the base of the skull, up and away. Look down over your cheekbones. Keep your spine long. Keep your neck spine lifted and back. And start to push your palms down and forward, but pull the upper shoulder blades and the upper back back. So you increase the distance between the tops of your shoulder blades and the heels of your hands without your head falling forward. That's it. Very nice. So the more you can, pull the tail down, push the occiput up, and then pull the upper back back as though you could stretch it, as though you could round your upper chest and push your arms forward. One more breath. And then really slowly, you relax the tension in the upper chest, upper thoracic, relax the arms, relax the spine and the eyes. Good. Nice work, everyone. Okay, so before we go down onto the floor to lie down, you can try this face out with me. We're going to stretch C0, 1, 2, so the very top where the skull sits right on the spine. In order to do it, or at least to do the full posture, you do this face where your tongue sticks all the way out of your mouth and tries to touch your chin, and your eyes go all the way up to the ceiling. So let's do it in stages. Stick your tongue out first, and then lift your eyes to your forehead. Good. Keep breathing and then release it. Good. How did it go? If it was okay, you're going to do that in the ELDOA. If it felt like kind of weird, really tense, then maybe leave it out for this time and we'll do it next time. Let's set ourselves up first. So let's lie on our left side. We're going to lie on the left side of our body. This is kind of a fun one. Okay, you're going to make yourself a little pillow with your left arm. So go ahead and rest your head in your left arm. And if you can, put your left fingertips right at that occiput again. So you feel your left fingertips at the base of your skull. Your left leg or your left hip is about 90 degrees. So bring your knee right in front of your hip and you can flex that left foot. Now the right leg comes on top, if you can, of the left knee. So it really folds you in. Before we do anything else here, let's set up our spine. So you're going to nod your chin, look down over your cheekbones, and maybe you can even use your fingertips to pull the base of your skull up a little bit. Then tuck your tailbone, push your your sacrum, your tailbone, down to the other end of your mat. So take a few breaths here first. Can you reach the crown of your head to the top of your mat? Can you reach your tailbone in the opposite direction? Good. Now keep breathing. Take your right arm. It's going to come up to the ceiling. Flex or extend the wrist so your fingers point towards your head, and then bring it all the way overhead. Put your fingertips down so they're pointing at your head. I can't get my whole hand down, but maybe you can. Fingertips are pointing right into your own head on the floor. Good. So reset your spine now that we've added that arm. And we're going to add a little bit of movement through the leg, that top knee. Your right knee is going to push away from you towards your left foot. So push your right knee open and then reach your right elbow overhead like it's going in the same direction as the crown of your head. Keep breathing. Elongate your spine, tail and crown. Use the fingertips on the base of your skull. Push your elbow overhead, push your knee down, and if you would like to do the face, stick your tongue out, lift your eyes towards your forehead, And we'll hold here for 10. 9, maintain your knee, pressing your elbow, reaching. Maintain your tuck of your pelvis and the crown of your head, reaching for 3. And 2, nice calm breaths, and 1. And now release, of course, the eyes first and then the tongue. Keep your spine long, release the top arm down. Release the right foot in front of the left knee. Release your spine. Excellent, nice work. Okay, come all the way up and we'll swap it over to the other side. So take your time getting set up into position. The setup is everything. So you're going to make yourself a little pillow with your right arm. Right fingertips are at the base of your skull. Good. You're going to bend your right knee in so that your knee is about 90 degrees at the hip. And then you're going to bring your left foot on top of that right knee. Okay, let's do the spine first. So I'm going to think crown of the head reaching towards the top of my mat, tailbone tucks, and it reaches in the opposite direction. I'm really quite long in my spine. Okay, once your spine is elongated, you're going to start to press your left knee away from you. And then take your left arm up and over, fingertips good, come in and point towards the head. Maybe your whole palm can go down overhead or maybe just your fingers. Look down over your cheekbones, push the crown of your head up and away, push your elbow up and away in the same direction. Press your left knee away from you, tuck your tail. Take a couple of breaths here, see if you can maintain all those pieces, the spine, the knee, and the arm. Good, breathing into the belly. Add, if you like, the tongue. Stick it right out, reach it to your chin. Then open your eyes wide and look up over your forehead. And we'll hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. Reach the elbow a little bit more. Maybe that left knee can push away as your tailbone tucks. Good, use your fingertips at the base of your skull to help you lengthen your neck. Good, and now release your face. Nice work, everyone. Release the top arm, release the top leg, release your spine. And then let's roll right onto our backs here. Good, really nicely done. We'll move straight into some of our neck ELDOAs. So relax your shoulder blades on the floor. Go ahead and tuck your pelvis to flatten your low back into the mat. See if you can reach your tailbone through your heels. Drop your ribs down into the floor and then nod your head to slide the back of your skull away from your shoulder blades. Good, let's use our hands. Draw your knees in and give them a hug right in over your chest. Flex your feet and hover your feet just a little bit higher than your knees. Good, keep your spine long, keep your ribs and the front of your chest really soft. Take your arms up over your chest. Good, externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists, spread your fingers wide. We're gonna work near the bottom of the neck spine here first. Take a big breath in. Exhale your arms down towards your hips until your middle fingers just hover off the floor. And then see if you can sink your chest back down into the floor. Exhale your ribs into the floor. Inhale more length into your spine. And then exhale your hands further past your hips, sliding your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your neck long, keep your eyes soft, relax your jaw and reach a little more. About 15 more seconds. I'm just coming in for a closer look to see how we're doing. Looks great, everyone. 5 more seconds, calm breath. Maybe your arms can externally rotate more. The heels of your hands can push further away. And then soften your arms to the floor. Put one foot down and then the other foot down. Release your eyes, release your spine. Take a few breaths into the back of your rib cage, into the upper back. You can also breathe low into the belly. Really nice work. We're gonna move into 2 more neck ELDOAs here. So when you're ready, hug your knees into your chest. You can keep your feet down. That's an option if that works better for you. In any case, knees in or feet down, draw your low back more into the floor and stretch your sit bones and tailbone away from you. So really reach long through the low back. Flex your feet and lift your heels just a little bit. Sink your ribs, your chest, your upper back down into the floor and nod your chin, look over your cheekbones. Take your arms back up over your chest, external rotation, extended wrists and wide palms. And then take a big breath in. Exhale your arms now halfway down so they're at the level of your knees, 45 degrees from the floor. From here, we're working at the level of your hairline. So could you push your hands away from you just a little bit more and then slide the hairline of your neck, that level up and away. Maintain that distance between the heels of the hands and C3 at the hairline, and see if you can sink your upper back down between your shoulder blades. Create a nice fixed point in the upper back. Slide your head further away. Reach your arms a little bit more on that angle. You have about 20 seconds left, breathing into your belly. And just check in on your jaw. No tension in the jaw. No tension in the tongue. Beautiful. Turn your arms out a little more. Spread your fingers a little more. There, and push them away. Now slowly relax one arm down and the other arm down. Put one foot down and the other foot down. Relax your spine and your eyes. Walk your feet wide off the sides of your mat and let your knees drift over to the right side. And then back through center, let them drift over to the left side. Nice work, everybody. One more time, over to the right side. Good, and then over to the left side. Excellent, and then come back to center. Heel to walk your feet right in. Hug your knees into your chest. Here's our last neck ELDOA for tonight. Feet down or knees in, but flatten your low back. So whatever you choose to do with your feet, see if you can stretch your low back even longer on the floor now. Sink those bottom ribs down into the floor. Flex your feet, float your heels up a little bit. Bring your arms up over your chest. Last time, externally rotate your arms and extend your wrists. And this time, look down over your cheekbones. Feel your upper back sinking heavier and heavier and heavier into the floor, right between those shoulder blades. And then at the same time, push your hands straight up as though you wanted to put a perfect handprint on the ceiling right above your chest. Keep reaching up. Your shoulder blades might lift a little bit off the floor, but don't lose the external rotation of your arms and don't lose the sinking of the upper back down between the shoulder blades. And now you have a great fixed spot here to slide the back of your skull away from. So keep those palms pressing to the ceiling. Let the back of your head slide. Relax your throat and your jaw. See if you can keep the upper back down and let the arms float up even higher for 10 and 9. Good, 8, 7. Nice work, everyone. Keep reaching for the sky. Pull your knees in. One more breath. And then soften your right arm down. Then your left arm down. Then one foot, the other foot. Release your spine. Release your eyes. Walk your feet again, if you like, off the sides of your mat. Drift your knees one way. Breathe and come through center and drift your knees the second way. Fantastic. Nice work, everybody. Just let your legs be wherever they want to be. Knees bent, feet flat. You can have your knees falling in. You can have your feet together and your knees falling out. And this is where I'm going to leave you for tonight. When you do get up, just go gently rolling to your side. And thank you so much for coming. It was nice to have you. I hope you have a great night. Tomorrow night, we're going to be working on the other end of the spine. We'll go down to the SI joint. So I'll see you. Yes. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Good night, everybody.